Hi buddies, hope you're doing fine. இந்த வீடியோவில் 2022 கண்டக்ட் பண்ண PGTRB English question answers தான் வந்து பார்க்க போகிறோம். ஸோ லாஸ்ட் வீடியோட கண்டினியூஷன் தான் பார்ட் 2 வீடியோ. ஸோ இந்த வீடியோவில் ரிமைனிங் 75 கொஷின்ஸையும் வந்து பார்த்துடலாம். If you are ready, let's get started. 76 onwards. In To the Lighthouse, Virginia Woolf uses interior monologue technique. The pic imagery in Hardy's Jude the Obscure is recurrent with reference to Jude. She had the one beauty of a haspa, who is described here, Virginia Woolf. What is the setting of the novel Middlemarch, provincial town of Middlemarch? Which one of the following plays of Shakespeare projects the grim horrors of prison, The Tempest? Shakespeare's Measure for Measure was composed and probably acted in the summer season of 1604. Which expedition is proposed by the king at the end of Henry IV Part 1? Welsh expedition. Who believed that Measure for Measure was the most painful play written by Shakespeare? Coleridge. Who uttered the following lines? It is the stars above us govern our conditions. King Lear. What does Linda assume happen when Willie returns home unexpectedly at the top of Act 1? He crashed the car. Death of a Salesman had its first performance at the Locust Street Theatre. Who is Old Cato in Thorios Walden, Roman author of treatise on farm management? When did Faulkner receive Nobel Prize for Literature? 1949. Emerson's The American Scholar is a lecture. The Hairy Ape is a drama which labeled as expressionism. How many stanzas are there in A.D. Hope's poem Australia? 7. What is the message conveyed by E.J. Pratt in his poem The Dying Eagle? Futility of human life. A.D. Hope represents Australia as a bleak nation in his poem. Baroka, the line of the play Lion and the Jewel, had 63 sons through polygamy. Lakunle in The Lion and the Jewel is a school teacher. One is not born but rather becomes a woman. Whose statement is this? Simon de Beauvoir. Who considered the English language preeminent even among the languages of the West and recommended it as the language best worth knowing and most useful to our native subjects? Lord Macaulay. In which novel of Rohinton mystery the theme of cultural hybridity, postmodern theory, is represented? Such a Long Journey. Nancy Julia Chodrow, feminist sociologist and psychoanalyst born in New York City. Reading White Noise Floating Remarks is written by the author, Noel King. Syntax and inflection are complementary and constitute the principal part of what we are calling grammar. The subclassification of predicators in terms of the number and nature of their dependent units is called valency. How did Hockett call the code-related morphemes to phoneme system? Morphophonemic system. Which combine to make larger phonological units, syllables. Regular nouns that exhibit variations of plural morpheme are called allomorph. The 7 Types of Ambiguity by William Emerson is a key text in the development of new criticism. Which of the following technique is prescribed by Glenn Brooks for reading a poem? Close textual reading. A good poem, according to Alan Tate, incorporates both the abstract and the concrete. According to Lionel Trilling, literature is historical in the sense that it is necessarily aware of its past. Many poems that we ordinarily think of as good poetry and some besides that we neglect for their sharper apprehension the name of a single quality, the above are the opening lines taken from Tension in Poetry. In Spearman's two-factor theory, S refers to specific ability. The person having the capacity for adjustment, firm self-confidence, proper intellectual and emotional growth, proper interest and attitude is considered to have good mental health. Conflict between two opposing motives is a major source of frustration. Which has greater importance for mental hygiene of a child? Emotional climate. The task develop concepts necessary for everyday living is a development task of the age birth to 6 years. Human beings are innately good and that the principal goal of human effort is fulfillment, growth and happiness. Whose theory of need is based on this? Roger. Personality is dynamic combination of all the traits without a purpose on coherence. Herbert Rice's test is a standardized test for assessing intelligence. There is a significant positive correlation between the child's IQ and his ability to succeed in school. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to new problems or situations. A professor may accept only those assignments which may challenge his skills. It fulfills his need for self-respect. The response that is emitted by the unknown stimuli is called as operant behavior. A child at home removes 7 eggs from a pot containing 12 and understands that there would be 5 left. This is transfer of learning. Lateral. Jung divided all human beings into basically 2 distinct types, introvert and extrovert. At adolescent stage, the child achieves high sociability. A change from helplessness to a greatly increased capacity for self-help is a manifestation of intellectual maturity. Physiological forces are the most powerful motives at all levels of human. The ability to suffer in silence and inhibit the symptoms of fear is associated with emotional stability. Guidance is a continuous process in the life and individual. Guidance-minded administrators understand well the value of goodwill of their co-workers. Behaviorist theories belong to the school of behaviorism. Learning is a process. Father of behaviorism, Watson. The task learning an appropriate masculine or feminine role is a developmental task of the age 6 to 12 years. Every organism is a distinct creation in itself. What is the principle referred to here? Principle of individual difference. The term development can be employed to describe the changes in all dimensions of one's personality. The process by which a conceived organism is turned into a full-fledged being is called growth and development. Judging is referred as the most complex act of thought. Attention is guided and controlled by both external and internal factors. The theory of achievement motivation was developed by McClellan, his associates in 1951. Poets who contributed to the corpus of Sangam poetry, about 30, are women. Which hills separates Velur and Tiruvannamalai district? Javvad Hills. Which part of the constitution deals with fundamental rights? Part 2. Horse gram is widely cultivated in the district of Dharmaburi and Krishnagiri. Following were the cave temples of Pandyas except Nelayappa temple. The only nation to have participated in every World Cup football is Brazil. The National Highway 209 which connects the two cities, Dindigul to Bangalore. Name the organelle which controls all activities of the cell, nucleus. Which is true regarding atoms? Atoms can neither be created nor destroyed. Civil disobedience movement was started by Gandhiji. So that's all about this video. Hope this video will be useful one and thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you are having any suggestion, let me know in the comment section. We'll see you next video. Tada, bye bye.